Hey everyone, Clayton here. I wanted to get this emergency video out. Last night on last night's show, we talked about within 24 hours, everything was going to change, and it looks like it has. And so there are a couple of big pieces of news breaking this afternoon that I wanted to bring to you and try to provide some context for them. First, on the Russian side. Of course, last night, as we reported, President Putin of Russia was going to be meeting with the leaders of the 4 regions of the Donbass to officially sign joining the Russian Federation. That happened this afternoon, and President Putin then delivered remarks saying now would be a time for Ukraine to stop attacking. If they continue to attack, we will use the full weight of the Russian armed forces to retaliate. So he's calling on Kiev right now to stop any aggression in the Donbass region. Take a listen.
And the Kyiv authorities, they should see this expression of will with respect. And that's the only way we can reach a peaceful solution. We will protect our lands with every means we have at our disposal. And we will do everything to provide safety for our people. This is the great liberating mission of our people.
So, of course, all 4 leaders were there. They then, at the end of the speech, got together on stage, put their hands together, shook, and they all started chanting, "Russia, Russia, Russia." Watch. So that's on the Russian side. There were other couple of really interesting moments during this speech from President Putin, specifically blaming the West for the attacks on the Nord Stream pipelines, saying that they were absolutely responsible for it. Also saying he is now open to talks, open to peace talks. Now that these 4 regions are under Russian control, now would be a good time probably to stop this war. Very interesting on the Ukrainian side, and this is the main reason for doing this video this afternoon, is because moments ago, Volodymyr Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, held a signing ceremony, a sudden and unexpected signing ceremony.
Ми робимо свій визначальний крок, підписуючи заявку України на вступ у пришвидшеному порядку в НАТО.
That is a stunning moment. That is absolutely what President Putin said would not be allowed to happen. NATO advancement right on the doorstep of Russia. This is a moment that is begging for nuclear war. This is a moment begging for World War III. I think we are watching this unfold right before our eyes, guys, and it's absolutely terrifying. It is absolutely terrifying. This is one of those moments when you want to hug your children, want to hug your family closer, because it doesn't look like cooler heads are going to prevail. These 4 regions are now under Russian control, and you can say what you want all about the 8 years of bombing of these regions. You can say what you want about the Russian decision to actually invade, to secure these regions. All of that is moot at this point. All of that is moot. These 4 regions are now under Russian control, and the only thing to do right now is to demand peace. Put up the white flag and say, we are done. Let's have a peaceful solution, because if not, we are looking at utter destruction. So Zelensky signing this letter application officially for NATO ascension. And what we do know, that the application is one piece of this. He's now submitted it to NATO, according to Zelensky this afternoon. And according to reports this afternoon, NATO Secretary General Stoltenberg and UN Secretary General Guterres will make an unprecedented statement at 1900. At 1900, we are going to see an unprecedented statement concerning Ukraine. What will that be? What will that be? Just wrap your head around it. Coming up shortly, it's going to be the acceptance of Ukraine into NATO, something that Russia said would not be allowed to happen, not on their watch, and we are tumbling into a chaotic, really, really chaotic and troubling time right now. It's an interesting piece that Caitlin Johnstone wrote this afternoon. And I think on this show, we've been pushing for peace from the very beginning. And she says this would be a wise stopping point for this war. And I think she's absolutely right about this. So I just want to read a little bit from Caitlin's newsletter that was just published a few minutes ago. She says, at the risk of upsetting the entire internet, the annexation of those 4 Ukrainian territories seems like a great time to end this war to me. And to me too. Yes, absolutely. Does anyone honestly believe, she says, a significant percentage of the people who live there want a massive counteroffensive on their doorstep? I don't, she says. The West knowingly provoked this war. The thing experts warned for years would happen did happen, and now Ukraine lost some territory. Rather than risking millions or billions of lives escalating this conflict, it seems sensible to draw a line under it. You can yell Putin bad and international law all you want, but it's just a cold hard fact that after the annexation, the U.S. NATO Ukraine tandem is going to be presented with the choice of either ending the bloodshed or massively escalating it. It's a pretty easy choice, in my opinion, she says. And it appears that the choice they're now making is escalating it. I'm really terrified about this. And now you have these globalists who are trying to basically decide whether or not to use the Nord Stream pipeline explosion as an excuse to push us into World War III. This is all happening right now, folks, on this